Hey guys, I told you in my last video when I made this that as soon as I started something, I thought of an idea, and this is the one that I thought of, and I really, really like it. I'll tell you, when I first made this one, I the first thing I did, instead of stamping the palms and then die cutting them out, I just die cut them in black. And so I put that on there and I was like, no, that doesn't look right. And then I was like, oh, I can make a beach like at night. So this was sitting next to my computer and I was just like, okay, that's my favorite. So this one's pretty easy too. So we're just gonna do the whole thing and I'll show you what I did. Okay, this is basic white and it's the same size as I did for that one. It's 8 1/4 by 3 1/4. I told you I have the little line up here. This doesn't really matter to you because I can't really tell you where I have this stamp on either. It's like I was saying, a lot of times I'll put my paper in and then start to put the stamp on and just line it up where how I want it to look on the paper. So, but I always keep these little marks on here. I keep them on there for a while I'm making stuff. These waves, I mean, I have used it. I mean, you can see all the stuff, and that's not even all of them, of stuff I've made. I love it so much. Okay, so this is Night of Navy. All right. Okay. I know I always say you should clean these right after you use them, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so there's our wave, nice and dark, how you would see it at night. And again, I'm going to use the Ocean Front stamp set. That's how I did this. I used this one with that, I think. I'm pretty sure I did. I'd have to look at my video. But I'm going to use this one instead here. And for this one, I used Crumb Cake. For this one, I used Sahara Sand. And it's sort of the same thing, not inking up the whole thing, just the top of it, and kind of overlapping. You know what? Let me get a piece of paper. I'm gonna put this under here because that's how I got ink everywhere for my last video. Okay. All right. Okay, and then you don't see this as much because I put the sentiment right there over it, so you're not going to see it a whole lot. No, see. Okay, that went up a little bit, so here, look. All right. Okay, so there's the beach, the sand part. Now for this one, moon, so I used a different stamp set. I didn't use the tropical one that I used on this one. Here's To the Moon, and I'm using this one right here. And the sentiment that says more thanks than stars in the sky is also from there. So what we're gonna do, here's the moon. And we're going to stamp it with Versamark. Okay. And trying to put it about in the same place, but we'll see. Okay, and then this is the clear embossing powder. I don't know if you can see, it's all powdery now. I'm gonna do something, it's what I did on this one. I'm gonna melt this one, and then I'm gonna put another layer of the embossing powder on there, just to make it a little thicker. I don't know if you can see. There it goes, it gets shiny. Just keep heating it up, leave that on. Added more to it. Okay. All right, so there's our moon. Obviously, I'm doing that because I'm gonna do the background much darker than I did over here. So I want that moon to stick out, obviously. All right. So for this background, I've done other videos doing it. I'm sorry, my dog's fur, it's probably because I pet her all the time. She doesn't shed, but when I pet her, I guess it comes off. These are the 5 colors I use I have other cards like that, and I've had other videos like that. I use Mango Melody, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Polished Pink, and Night of Navy. So lots of blending brushes. You could do them in any order, I guess, but this is just, I've done this so many times. This is how I do it. All right. Oh, let's see, I'm gonna move this up. There we go. All right, I need to put this on there. I'm not too worried about it when I'm just doing the little areas, just a little, just a little bit with these colors. That one went in a little too dark. We'll figure that out. Okay, and then Granny Apple Green. And then Polished Pink. Sorry, somebody's having their lawn mowed. And that's what you hear. Okay, so obviously that doesn't look really fantastic yet. That's when I take the Night of Navy and I go over all of it. And you'll see some of it stick out a little bit. It'll look different than that one. It always looks different. All right. Here we go, Night of Navy. You can see this is my blending brush that I use with blue, and you can tell I use it the most because it's got lots of ink in there. I've had classes and some people ask me how do I clean them. I take these to my kitchen sink and I rinse them off with water. and then it takes them a while to dry. But if you do it right away, they end up looking like, I used this one last night and then washed it right off. It still looks new. I mean, I don't really care about that because, you know, I use them all the time and I like to use the same one for that kind of stuff. But you do want them to be kind of clean, you know, because when you're using them, you want to look at them and see that you've got ink on them, although it's not really hard to get ink on them. Okay, and then let me get a paper towel. Clean off my moon a little bit. It's still going to be a little blue, but it resisted most of it. See, there you go. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go and die cut one of these, and then I'll show you how I did the stars, and I'm gonna change the sentiment on this one a little bit. All right, be back. Okay, so here's in the Tropic dies, just doing the same palm trees, but I'm just not stamping it. I'm just die cutting it out of black. Okay. And I did this one, I just did it close to the water. Okay. Now the little stars, this is in the mini catalog, Sparkle and Shine Sequin assortment. It's near where like the rainbow stuff is. Isn't that pretty? They're really cool, like in shaker cards. But for what I'm doing here, it's going to be a little different. All right, so I'm just going to get my glue. This is a new one. My other one just stops working all the time, so I'll just make this a little easier. And I just did little dots. Oh, that really wants to come out. This is really coming out. I don't know why. Okay. And then using this, it's a lot of glue, but it should be okay. All right. And that one's pink. I don't want the pink one. Yep. Now you can really hear the lawn guys. I tried to do a video one time when my son and my husband were doing our yard, and I was like, because I have a window right here on the right, and it was like, yeah, no, because it was really loud, because that's like right up against my window. This is like my neighbors having theirs done, so it's not right there. So then there's our stars. See, easy card. Doesn't take too long. These are just glued down. I don't know if you, in my last video, because there's nothing on dimensionals on that card, which is really weird for me because I put dimensionals on everything. This one, that's on dimensionals. Okay. All right, so for the sentiment on this one, I'm obviously more thanks than stars in the sky. That's the point of having the stars. But I think I'm gonna try the one that says, ooh, love you to the moon and back. Well, I think that's not gonna fit. Well, it should fit. We'll see. And I did that with Night Navy. Oh, look at that. I just took a star off. Well, where'd it go? Oh, look at that. It's on my hand. There we go. All right. This one, love you to the moon and back. I think that works for this too because there is a moon in it. Okay. And haha, what a surprise. I am using the Stitch Rectangles dies, which I use all the time. All the time. All right. Let's see how this looks when I die cut it. Okay, so there you go. Still worked. Every time I place an order, I always order dimensionals. Always. Every single time I place an order. Or if I'm putting in a workshop order, not that I mean, I love to have workshops, but I don't really anymore, but I have classes all the time. So when I am ordering for that or whatever, I always, for myself, I order dimensionals because I use them all the time. All right, there you go. And this is Night of Navy that's behind it. I haven't cut one of those out yet, but so you can see, I mean, you know, I had both of these, like I was saying, sitting by my computer, and I was like, I really like the night one. I just thought it was just pretty and I don't know, and that's a really sweet romantic card too, and a really nice thanks card. So just wanted to show again another Waves card and how you can use it in so many different ways. That stuff, like I said, is available to you guys now. The dies, not these dies, the dies and the stamps will be in the next annual catalog, which amazingly is coming out really soon. I have not seen it yet. But the paper, like that I used on here, and the foil that I used here and here, that will not be in the catalog. So it's still available because I just placed an order this morning, and it's still available, but it's so pretty. So if you like it, you should get it while you still can. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day.